All right. Okay, and we are live. All right, what's going on, everybody? This your boy King Gabe here, and we are here about to go into a Bible reading here. No, no, I know we weren't here last weekend, but weekend before that, right before the last right weekend before last, we was in the book of Ruth, which only had 4 chapters, pretty much a love story there. And now, um, after getting the foreshadowing of David's arrival, we're going we're going back where before it actually comes to pass. We have to first say you start in the book of First Samuel. First, we have to hear about about the prophet Samuel coming into play, and as in going from there, leading into a from leaders and judges into an era of kings. Oh yeah, so yeah, we're getting into that there. So yeah, let's get on into that here. Let's see, which eventually will lead to my boy David now, but first gotta like I say, gotta get a little, gotta get Samuel introduction of Samuel that leads to that, because Samuel is the one that the Lord sent to appoint David when when it came the time for it. So, all right, so it's first chapter, the birth of Samuel in First Samuel. So, and there was a certain man of Ramath, Ramathim, then hyphen Zophim, uh, Ramathimian Zapim of the hill country of Ephraim, whose name was Elkan, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elu, the son of Taru, son of Zippu, an Ephraite, who had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Pinahah. Oh boy, 2 wives like what's his name? What's his name? Joseph? Not Jacob did. Uh, Not intentionally, but yeah, that ended up happening. Remember, way back in Genesis, Jacob had fallen in love with Rachel, but and then Uncle Laban's like, yeah, you give Rachel work for me about 7 years. Oh, and then 7 years came. Hey, this ain't Rachel. This ain't Rachel. You done gave me Leah. Well, we give the first one first, and then we get have to marry the youngest. It's the custom here. I kind of forgot to tell you. Yeah. So yeah, got that too. Not sure the situation here, but yeah, like I say, that's what Jacob had went through. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Also similar to Jacob, yeah, Leah had all them kids, and Rachel was having trouble having kids until she finally had Joseph. Much like so, it looked like Hannah is going through a similar situation as Rachel. Now, this man used to go up year by year from his city to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord of hosts. As followed, there were the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni, Hophni and Phineas, were the priests of the Lord. Uh, on the day that Elkanah sacrificed, he would give portions to Peninnah, his wife, and her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he gave double portion because he loved her, though the Lord had closed her womb, and used her rival used to provoke her grievously to irritate her because the Lord had closed her womb. So it went on year by year, and that's why yeah, I'm only married to one wife, and same with Steve Harvey, and yeah, as as Steve say, yeah, why they say, look, one is enough. Why would you want 8 more of them? And not even two more of them. Stick with one. So her, as often as she went up to the house of the Lord, she used the page here. Well, turn the page. Okay. Oh yeah. He used to provoke her. Therefore Hannah wept and would not eat. Elkanah, her husband, said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? Why is your heart sad? I not more to you than 10 sons? Well, they well, regardless, she kind of wants a son, and the other wifey is kind of teasing at her. That's what do you think? After they had eaten and drunk in Selah, Hannah rose. Now Eli the priest was sitting on the seat beside the doorposts of the temple of the Lord. She was deeply distressed and prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. And she vowed a vow, O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look up on the affliction of your servant, remember me and not forget your servant, but I will give say your servant but I will give to your servant a son, and I will give him to the Lord all my days of his life. No razor shall touch his head. Hmm. Sort of like what they mentioned about Samson. They say no razor will touch his head, and all the I don't say so. I know in Samson's case, that was a source of his strength there. So as she continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was speaking in her heart; only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Okay, so yeah, sort of like oh, oh boy, no. No. Yeah, I forgot to turn my sound down there. I don't want to get copyright here for the sound there. So, all right. Anywho, as I was saying. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, they say so her lips were moving like yeah, pretty much like that. But you could hear what she was, but the Lord heard what she was saying from her mind. There, so like when people just say like you out somewhere, you kind of to your like maybe you out somewhere amongst a crowd, or you like out in the, and you think in your mind like, Lord, please help me with this and this and this and this. So yeah, it's kind of that's pretty much what's going on here. They It was not her. Therefore Eli took her to be a drunken woman, and Eli said to her, how long will you go on being drunk? Okay. Oh, say, put your wine away from you. But Hannah answered, no, my lord, I am a woman troubled in spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, and I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a worthless woman, for all along I have been speaking out my great anxiety and vexation. Sort of, and then they all, and then I remember hearing saying, take it, now of course Jesus had not come on the scene yet, but there is songs say take it to Jesus, or the old devotional hymn. I say, well, he said, I love the Lord, He heard my cry, and so on. So yeah, say, I love the Lord, hear much she crying out to the Lord, and obviously she loved the Lord. So okay, and so Eli uh, answered, go in peace, and God of Israel will grant your petition that you have made to him. And she said, let your servant find favor in your eyes. Then the woman went her way and ate, and her face was no longer sad. She rose early in the morning and worshiped before the Lord When then they went back to the house to their house at Ramah at Ramah, and Ikahan knew Hannah his wife. The Lord remembered her, and in due time Hannah conceived and bore a son, and she named his name Samuel, for she said, I have asked him from the Lord. Ask and you shall receive. Samuel Samuel given to the Lord. The the man the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer to the Lord a yearly sacrifice to pay his vow. Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, as soon as the child is weaned, I will bring him to so that he may appear in the presence of the Lord and dwell there forever. Elkanah said to her husband said to her, do what seems best for you, wait until you have weaned them. Only may the Lord establish his word. So the woman remained and nursed her son until she weaned them. Say, let me look up just to make sure. I think I know what they mean by weaned. I want to make sure. Uh, yeah, just in case somebody watching asks me. Let's see. So the biblical terms. This okay, so in the Bible, wean generally refers to a child transitioning from the mother's milk to solid food. Significant milestone celebrated with feasts because the child has survived the most dangerous phase of infancy. Metaphorically, it represents spiritual maturity, moving from the basic teachings to deep faith. Okay, so good, kind of as an interesting way to look at that there. So physically, yeah, basically child transitioning from the mother's milk to solid food. Say so, and it's also has spiritual meaning to it as well. So, excuse me. Yeah, Wayna, she took him with her along with a 3-year bull, an ephah of flour, and a skin of wine. She brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh, and the child was young, and they slaughtered the bull, and they brought the child to Eli, and she said, "Oh my Lord, as as you live, my Lord, I am a woman who is standing here in the presence praying to the Lord for this child. I pray. The Lord has granted me my petition I made to him. Therefore, I have lent him to the Lord as he lives, and he is lent to the Lord, and he worshiped the Lord there." And here's Hannah's prayer. And Hannah said in chapter 2, my heart exalts in the Lord, my horn exalted in the Lord, my mouth derides my enemies because I rejoice in your salvation. There is none holy like the Lord, that for there is none besides you. There is no rock like our God. Talk no more so very proudly. Let not arrogance come from your mouth, for the Lord is the God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. The bows of the mighty are broken, but the feeble bind on strength. Those who are full have hired themselves without the bread. Excuse me. But those who are hungry have ceased to hunger. The barren has borne 7, and she who has many children is forlorn. The Lord kills to bring to life. He brings down to Sheol as he raises up. The Lord makes poor and makes rich. He brings low. And say he he raises up poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from the ash heap. He makes them to sit with princes, inherit the seat of honor. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and on them he has set the world. He will guard the feet of his faithful ones. Excuse me. But the wicked shall be cut off in darkness, for For not by might shall the man prevail. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Against them he will thunder in the heaven. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king, and he will exalt in the horn of his anointed. Then Elkanah they went home to Raymond, and as the boy was ministering to the Lord in the presence of Eli the priest. And now we hear about Eli's sons, his worthless sons. Mm. Now the sons of Eli were worthless men. Ouch. They did not know the Lord. The custom of the priest with the hang on just a second, everybody. Some of the just a second there. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, they were worthless men. The custom of the priest with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servants would come while the meat was boiling with a three-pronged fork in his hand, and he would thrust it into the pan, a kettle, cauldron, a pot. All that the fork brought up, the priest would take for himself. This is what they did at Shiloh to all the Israelites who came there. Moreover, before the fat was burned, the priest's servant would come, saying to the man who was sacrificing, "Give meat to the priest to roast, for he will not accept boiled meat, but from you, but only raw." And the man would say to him, let them burn the fat first, then take as much as you wish. He would say, "No, you must give it now, and if not, they would take it by force." Thus, the sin of the young men was very great in the sight of the Lord, for the men treated the offering of the Lord with contempt. Samuel was ministering before the Lord. The boy, clothed in a linen ephod, his mother had used to make him a little robe and take it with him each year, and she went up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. Eli would bless Elkanah and his wife. They "May the Lord give you children by this woman for the petition she asked of the Lord." They would return home. Indeed, the Lord visited Hannah. She conceived and bore 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the boy Samuel grew in the presence of the Lord. Okay. Mm-hmm. And now Eli rebukes his sons. Now Eli was very old. He kept hearing all that his sons were doing in all of Israel, and how they lay with the women who were serving at the entrance of the tent of the meeting. And he said to them, "Why do you do such things? For I hear of your evil dealings from all these people. No, my sons, it is not a good report. I hear the people of the Lord spreading about. If someone sins against a man, God will mediate for him. But if he sins against the Lord, who can intercede him?" But they wouldn't listen to the voice of their father, for it was the will of the Lord for them to be put to death. And now the boy Samuel continued to grow in stature and favor with the Lord and also with the man. The Lord rejects Eli's household. And there came a man of God to Eli and said, "Thus the Lord, I did indeed reveal myself to the house of your father when they were in Egypt and subject to the house of Pharaoh. Did I not choose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest?" So I ain't skipping the page here. Yeah, and it looks, what I am is, come on. Well, pages stop sticking together. Seriously, stop sticking together. And some people might be looking and saying, like, "Why don't you, lick your finger down?" I'm not licking my finger. That is nasty. I don't know why. I know some people say that makes the pages come easy because they do that with produce bags and Kroger. There we go. But yeah, nasty though. Go up to my altar, burn incense to where an Iblah before me I gave to the house of your father, and all my offerings by the fire from the people of Israel. Why do you scorn my sacrifices and my offerings that I command for my dwelling, and honor your sons above me by fattening yourselves on the choicest parts of every offering of my people of Israel? Therefore, the Lord, the God of Israel, declares, I promise that your house and the house of your father should go in and out before me forever. Now the Lord declares, far be it from me. For those who honor me, I will honor. But those who despise me shall be lightly esteemed. There, behold, the days are coming when I will cut off your strength and the strength of your father's house. So there will not be an old man in your house. And then of distress, in distress, you will look with envious eye of all prosperity that shall be bestowed on Israel. There shall not be an old man in your house forever. The only one of you whom I shall not cut off from the altar shall be spared to weep his eyes and grieve his heart, for all the descendants of your house shall die by the sword of men. And this that shall come upon you, or your two sons, the Hophni and Phinehas, another Phinehas, huh? They shall be signs to you. Both of them shall die on the same day. I will raise up for myself a faithful priest who shall do according to what is in my heart and in my mind, and I will build him a sure house, and he will go in and out before my anointed forever. And everyone who is left in your house shall come to implore him for a piece of silver or a loaf of bread, and shall say, please put me in one of the priest's place that I may eat a morsel of bread. And now, chapter 3, the Lord calls for Samuel. Right. And the boy Samuel was ministering to the Lord in the presence of Eli. Kind of reminded me of Jesus as a boy. And the word of the Lord was rare in those days. There was no frequent vision that came at that time. Eli, whose eyesight had begun to grow dim, so he could not see, was lying down in his own place. The lamp of God had not gone out yet, and Samuel was lying down in the temple of the Lord, and where the ark of God was. And the Lord called Samuel, and he said, here am I. And he ran to Eli and said, here I am, before you called me. But he said, I did not call. Lie down again. So he went to lay down. The Lord called again, Samuel. And Samuel rose and went to Eli and said, here I am, you called me. But he said, I did not call, my son. Lie down again. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord had not been revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time, and he arose and went to Eli and said, here I am, for you called me. Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, go lie down. Go lie down. Say, if he calls you, you shall say, speak, for your servant hears. Samuel went and lie down in his place. The Lord came and stood, calling him other times, Samuel, Samuel. And Samuel said, speak, for your servant hears. The Lord said to Samuel, behold, I am about to do a thing in Israel, at which the two ears of everyone who hears it will tingle. On that day I will fulfill against Eli all that is spoken concerning his house. From beginning to end I will declare to him that I am about to punish his house forever for the iniquity that he knew, because his sons were blaspheming God, and he did not restrain them. Oh boy. not restrain them. He Therefore I swear to the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be atoned for by sacrifice or offering forever. Samuel lay until the morning, and then he opened the doors of the house of the Lord. And Samuel was afraid to tell Eli the vision. Well, being a kid, I can imagine. But Eli called to Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. He said, Here am I. Eli said, What is it that he has told you? Do not hide it from me. May God do so to you, and more also, if you hide anything from me of all that I told you. So Samuel told him everything, and he had nothing. And he said, It was the Lord. Let him do what seems good to him. Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and let none of his words fall on the ground. And all Israel came, all Israel from the band to Beersheba knew what Samuel was established as a prophet of the Lord, and the Lord appeared before Shiloh again. As a Shiloh, for the Lord and revealed himself to Samuel at Shiloh by the word of the Lord. Let's say, let's see now. Let's see what's out here. Okay, so it looks like we got a different topic here about the Philistines capturing the ark. So yeah, so we're gonna cut here. It looks like having the ark, and then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's when we get to chapter 7 when they'll be demanding for a king. So yeah, we're cut. So yeah, next time we'll be hearing about what's about to happen to that ark. So, and I don't mean Noah's ark, but the ark of the that they mentioned by in Exodus there, with the think the one with the Ten Commandments there. So definitely, yeah, definitely like, share, and subscribe. Get excuse me, get our available books and everything, and definitely support us on that Patreon, just like the Iceman Universe does, and check out his stuff on his Patreon as well. Also, definitely support the Miracle Crew. Yours truly, King Gabe, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, the Janara Nellens, Gian, aka Chris Godfrey, and of course EJ the Supreme. And let's tell each other some stuff on the McCary app. They, as well as also hang out with us on the Facebook live streams and on Discord. And without further ado, we will see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care, everybody. Peace out. Oh, right here.